So in this segment, we're going to be talking about some tweets from the legend himself, Tony Connolly. So again, I'll try and rush out this video to get this one out as quickly as possible on the schedule, because this one's probably the most important one compared to the rest of the articles I have, which is talks between the UK and the EU Brexit negotiators on the Northern Ireland Protocol have ended in Brussels without any apparent breakthrough. So that was tweeted on the 19th of November. So what we can gather from this is no breakthrough has happened in the negotiations. The UK have been very flaky on the use of, threatening to invoke Article 16, especially after the American intervention. But what we can gather from this is that talks have ended. Nothing's happened, and so the UK, no longer kind of threatening to use Article 16 in sort of this year. Tells you that it's not going great, but it's better than where we were a couple of weeks ago, with the UK constantly saying, "Yo, you best be listening to us, dog, or we're gonna Article 16 you." So let's look at the other tweets. So the EU's chief negotiator, Šefčovič, called on the UK to make a clear move towards us. So the EU are saying, look, we have offered you a lot of concessions here. Now it's your turn. You need to come back here and offer us something. Oh, why is Goku and Vegeta trending? Sorry, that's caught my eye there. Called on the UK to make a move towards us in the area of agri-food checks on goods moving from GB to NI to reciprocate the big move made by the EU. So the UK needs to start making a move towards the EU in terms of negotiations. The two sides, one side is walking towards the other side, but the UK are consistently moving backwards. He said the EU's proposal on sanitary and phytosanitary controls would lead to a very significant simplification of certification and a reduction in checks. Identity and physical checks would be reduced by around 80% to the checks currently required. So that will last as long as the UK does not do any deregulation, which could possibly happen, and we'll talk about that at some point soon, no doubt. But the EU's offer is fairly generous. He said there's been a useful discussion at a technical level on reducing the checks and controls on customs. In a statement, Šefčovič said there was a genuine urgency for both sides to agree a package of measures ensuring licensing of GB medicines, including generic drugs, in Northern Ireland. So we've talked previously, or we will talk about the medicines issue. The EU are looking to deal with that, and they are looking to deal with the trade issues as well. The democratic deficit bit is the bit that's slightly outstanding, but I think the EU are working on that. We now need to press on and get this crucial issue across the line. This is a real test of political goodwill. The only problem is all the goodwill is coming from one side and not the other. The EU, for its part, is confident that our proposed solution addressing all concerns raised by industry, which is the key here, that the EU have listened to industry, the British government have not, and the EU have said, look, we're going to try and make your life as easy as possible. The Northern Ireland Protocol is here to stay, but we will look at doing tweaks within the protocol. This would bring much needed clarity and foster a positive political momentum, the statement said. In a statement, Frost, the Iceman, saying, we have not yet made substantive progress on the fundamental customs and SPS issues relating to goods moving from GB to NI. So that's interesting because the EU have offered an 80% cut in checks. So what more does Frost want? That's the key question here if we look at tweet number 8 there in the thread. A durable solution here requires goods to be able to move essentially freely into Northern Ireland when both sides agree that they are remaining in Northern Ireland. But how do you know when goods are going to end up in Northern Ireland unless you put special kind of stickers on them which says that goods can only be sold in Northern Ireland? That's the only way you could do something like that, which I don't see the UK proposing. He said the UK was seeking a significant consensual solution that would see significant changes to the protocol, and that Article 16 remained on the table. So essentially he's saying we want significant changes to happen to the protocol, or we're going to Article 16 this, which is not going to happen. At least of what I've read, it's not going to happen. If such a solution can be found, we remain prepared to use the safeguard provision under Article 16, which are a legitimate recourse under the protocol in order for the government to meet its responsibilities to the people of Northern Ireland, despite the fact that it's one side actually caring about the people of Northern Ireland and the other side trying to torpedo it, i.e. the UK are the ones causing the problems here once again. And, he's talking up Article 16 again. He talks about the legitimacy of it, which is important for him from a legal context to talk about, because most likely this will go to court. Frost said there was a potential to generate some momentum, and he welcomed Šefčovič's comment to the DCU Brexit Institute this morning that the protocol had unintended consequences in his application. So essentially, he's going to use Šefčovič's words here to twist it and say, like, oh, see, even the EU accepts there were unintended consequences, so they weren't our fault, and therefore the EU has to give concessions to resolve these. He said significant gaps remained on most issues, so both sides are very far apart still. On medicines, Frost said there had been progress, but an agreement had not been reached. Any acceptable solution needs to ensure that medicines are available at the same time and on the same basis across the whole of the UK. The thing is, that won't happen because, maybe Frost hasn't understood it yet. Northern Ireland is separated from GB. There is a customs border there in the Irish Sea, so it will never be exactly the same as the rest of GB unless both of us go back into the EU single market and customs union for goods. That's the only way you're going to get a situation where medicines and agri-foods and whatever can flow across freely. Until that happens, things will stay as is. There will still be checks on goods. You cannot get rid of all of those unless you have a Swiss-style agreement. I guess that's the only other way things could go. But Frost being ridiculous here, saying that we want goods to be able to go from GB to NI with no issues. That's not going to happen. If you wanted that, you would never have signed up to the Brexit deal that you signed up to, the one that you negotiated, the one that you thought up and came up with. So again, Frost, a joke as always. Really interesting set of tweets from the man himself, Tony Connolly. But what we can gather from this is talks between the EU and the UK have broken down, and there is no breakthrough that's happened as of yet. So the UK can keep threatening to use Article 16. I don't think we're going to do it. We'll see. We'll see in time. But at the moment, nothing's really changed that much. So we're going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.